Hello and welcome. So let's start our journey into the world of cybersecurity by looking at the top 10 cyber attacks of 21st century. And some of these are really interesting ones. So the very first one was the Melissa virus. Now what happened in the Melissa virus was that it happened almost 2 decades back, right? So in late March 1999, there was a programmer named David Lee Smith. He actually hijacked an American online account. So like we have Gmail accounts, Hotmail accounts. At that time, it used to be AOL accounts. So he hacked one of the AOL accounts and used that account to post a file on the internet news group, which is called alt.sex. And it promised that it will give you dozens of passwords to some fee-based adult websites. So normally the adult websites are fee-based. So what this guy said that if you click on this link, I will give you loads of passwords to these adult websites. And when people saw that, they downloaded that document, opened it, and it caused havoc. It spread like wildfire across the internet. And so it was really a big cyber attack at that time. And if we go back, then we'll talk about the NASA cyber attack. So NASA, if people don't know, stands for National Aeronautics and Space Administration. It is actually a US government website, or a US government agency, I should say, which is responsible for science and technology related to air and space. And just have a look, guys. A 15-year-old computer hacker caused 21-day shutdown of NASA computers. It's a US government agency. And still a 15-year-old child was able to hack into the NASA computers, right? And this boy was actually called Comrade. He is quite popular with the name Comrade and just got around 6 months in jail. Let's take a look at the next one. Another interesting one is attack on Estonia. It's a cyber attack in 2007. So it was back in April and May 2007 where the hackers actually unleashed a wave of cyber attacks which crippled dozens of government and corporate sites in Estonia. And you know, Estonia was considered to be, or is considered to be, one of Europe's most wired country. And that is what the attack was. So it was, normally they say that it was Russians who attacked Estonia. And the method that they used was denial of service attack. Now, this might sound as a new term to you, but don't worry. All these types of attacks, phishing attacks, malware attacks, denial of service attacks, we would be understanding these in the upcoming videos. We'll do deep dives into this. You guys will get a very good understanding of how all these attacks work. But for the moment, I just want to tell you that whatever we'll be learning is what these attacks are related to, right? So the next one is Sony PSN. So I believe if you are into gaming and all, then you must be aware of Sony PlayStation. So there's a Sony PlayStation network. And in this, the PlayStation network, hackers had access to data of 77 million users. And just to have a look at it. So Sony actually warned that the names, addresses, and other personal data of 77 million people were hacked or stolen. And this is what we call the PII, which is a personally identifiable information. It is things like your name, your email ID, right? Your, date of birth. This is your PII. And the hackers in this case were able to steal data related to all this PII. Okay. Then we move on to another popular company, Adobe. I believe a lot of people are aware of Adobe Photoshop and lots of products that Adobe does. So even Adobe confirmed that they had a cyber attack which compromised customer accounts as well. So the software maker said that it is now believed that the usernames and encrypted passwords had been stolen from 38 million of its active users, right? And so if you see, Adobe also announced that the hackers stole parts of the source code to Photoshop, its popular picture editing program, right? And they told everybody to just change their passwords, right? So guys, here we are talking about big names. So these are not small companies. They are big names, and still these companies can be hacked. So just think about your organizations. Another interesting attack coming up is RockYou. And guys, I have a demo coming up later where we will make use of this RockYou file as well. I'll actually show you. So what was this RockYou? It was the largest password compilation which was leaked online. And this was almost 100 GB text file with 8.4 billion entries of passwords. And you know what kind of passwords were there? Because I always say people are lazy when they keep passwords. They keep passwords like password 123 or PA55WORD or security or summer, winter or summer 123. So this is that collection of all those passwords. So they actually created a file, and even they hacked a lot of people's accounts, and all the passwords that they found, they stored in this file, which is called the RockYou 2021 compilation. And in our upcoming videos, where I will show you the dictionary attacks, I'll show you how the hackers make use of these say compilations or these words to actually hack into people's accounts. So remember, RockYou 2021. Oh, another interesting one, very interesting one. When I was reading about this, it's really surprising the way it was done. So it actually happened back in year 2016. Now, all of us are aware of the Russia-Ukraine war, but guys, it's been going on even before this. So if you see what happened, it was back in December. Just think about it. It was a cold winter night. And you know what the hackers did? If you really read about it, you'll be surprised that the guy who was on duty, he saw that a cursor like this started navigating towards the buttons which were controlling the circuit breakers. And he was not able to do anything, and the screen just went on and confirmed the action, and lots of regions, they lost lights, electricity and heating. So just imagine the helplessness of that guy who was on duty at that time. The hackers actually hacked into his computer and took control of it and took control of all the circuit breakers, and there was no electricity. Just think about the people who were in the winter cold night. So these are the kind of hackers you have. Then we talk about the Wannacry ransomware, very different type of ransomware. So what exactly is a Wannacry attack? So the Wannacry ransomware, normally they call it, it's a global epidemic, right? You must have heard about the term pandemic. So before that, there is epidemic, because where loads of millions of people are impacted, right? And happened back in 2017. So what this ransomware did, it actually attacked computers, mainly the Windows operating system, and the users' files were taken hostage. Normally, you know, with hostage, what what people do is they will take a person hostage and they will ask for money. In this case, what the hackers did, they took your important files as hostage and then asked for money, but that money was in the form of bitcoins. So they were charging bitcoins. If you give us bitcoins, the hacker said, only then we will return your important files, your secure files, right? So this is how the Wannacry took place. And my goodness, one of the biggest cyber attacks of 21st century, Marriott hotels, guys. Another big name. So just think about it. When you go to a hotel, right, you are asked these kind of things on the desk, or when you go to the hotel, or when you go to booking.com or any website, or a hotel expects you to give your name, email address, your phone number. What more can be bigger than your passport numbers? Guys, in this case, the hackers published all this information online. It was a clear breach where the personally identifiable information was leaked by the hackers. And again, a big name, Marriott Hotels. So yeah, so with this we come to the end of top 10 cyber attacks of 21st century. So all I need to tell you that whatever the hackers used in this, they were not using something really different or something that we won't be studying in this lectures or upcoming lectures. They either use some form of a malware or a phishing attack or a denial of service attack or a dictionary attack, right? These are like common kind of attacks. It's not they were using very sophisticated cyber warfare weapons, not at all. So that's why I always say it's very, very important to know your basics. If you want to have a career in the world of cybersecurity, you really need to have very good understanding of these foundations. And that is what my aim is to teach you guys. Thanks for watching.